I'm Botis Seva, I'm the choreographer of TuTuMucky, and I'm also artistic director of Far From The Norm, who are a hip-hop theatre company. TuTuMucky was a piece I created in 2017. Now back in 2021, redoing it with new dancers. I think originally when I made it in 2017, it was my first commission. So I wasn't really, it was my first kind of time working on a contemporary company. So it was kind of, the piece is based on using my traditional kind of hip hop language and also working with the contemporary dancers to try and fuse, basically find the language between both worlds. It started off like as kind of this rebellious idea of just like finding anger, finding frustration. I think now it's really finding a language of both those worlds together to create a new language, basically. So we spent a lot of time working on the hip hop foundations, and then I was using a lot of the influences from the dancers, so kind of seeing the way they move and kind of taking that and trying to bring that into kind of my world. So what eventually happened was we created kind of a form which was, I would say, kind of a free-form language which combines those two things together, which allows it to be what it is now, which is, free-form inspired movement. In today's context, as we've just gone through COVID, which we're still kind of going through now, I think the piece speaks more about, just as human beings are kind of struggling, like the piece looks at the beastly figures, like just human beings struggling with daily life. And I think now people going through COVID and people not being able to perform on stage, it allows audiences to watch the piece and just now more enjoy it rather than thinking about it too much. I think it's allowing the dancers as well just to be back on stage and present themselves and just enjoy what they love doing, which is dancing and moving. So 5 years later, I'm back with Scottish Dance Theatre. I think for me, it's a very much of a big blessing because I remember knowing that this was my first commission and then being back and knowing how much I've grown and also how much two of the dancers who were there originally are still here and seeing how much they've grown. It allows, it just gives me kind of this kind of warm feeling of being back. Just being honoured to be back. I'm really grateful to see the piece again with new dancers and just let an audience see it who haven't seen it before. So I would say my favourite thing this week has been, I think, seeing the dancers happy and smiling. I think that's because I haven't worked with any other company pre to COVID. So just seeing the dancers kind of push themselves and just kind of humbly just keep going. And even when they're tired, I think that's kind of given me just a nice boost to be like, they're glad to be back and moving again. So that's been really, really beautiful to see. I collaborate with a composer called Lars Sylvestre, and I've been working with him for about maybe 7 years now. But for this particular piece, we tried to find just kind of a new language of how we can use our influences from hip hop, but then making it sound quite electronic in a sense. So we use kind of a lot of maybe Daft Punk kind of inspiration, like contemporary music, classical music. So we were trying to combine hip hop language with classical and a bit of electronic. So that became basically the score, which is really, the score is a great score, really. Audiences can expect that it's really loud. The music's quite loud, it's quite aggressive at times, but there's also, in the aggressiveness, there's this beautiness that kind of lies in each solo, especially in the solos. When you watch the solos, you see the beauty and the darkness. So it's it's a combination of chaos and also trying to find love within the chaos of the world that we're living in. TuTuMucky in 3 words: loud, quiet, peace.